Do you ever feel like your balance isn't what it used to be? Or maybe you've noticed a little leaking when you laugh or sneeze, or you're walking or rebounding. This all connects back to one really important group of muscles called the pelvic floor. Today, I'm going to show you how strengthening your pelvic floor can improve your walking, rebounding, and just everyday life, and help you age stronger and more confident. My name is Wendy, and thank you for being at Pausing Time. My channel is all about walking and rebounding and clean eating and tips to help you age strong and powerfully. So, what is the pelvic floor? Think of your pelvic floor as kind of a sling or hammock that rests at the base of your pelvis. These muscles hold up your bladder, bowel, and uterus. They also work with your core and your back muscles to keep you stable. When these muscles are weak, that's when we notice leaks and back pain, poor balance, and even like a heavy feeling in your pelvis. But here's the good news. Just like any other muscle, we can strengthen it no matter how old we are. So if you think there's no hope for you and there's no hope for you on a trampoline, you're wrong. This muscle can be trained and strengthened so it supports you when you're walking, when you're rebounding, and just everyday life. So you don't have to worry about sneezing or coughing or laughing. So why should walkers or rebounders care even about the pelvic floor? Every step that you take helps your pelvic floor absorb impact and keep your core stable. A weak pelvic floor means more stress on your joints and less efficiency in your stride. On the rebounder, the up and down motion challenges your pelvic floor in a big way. If it's weak, it may leak or feel unstable. But a strong pelvic floor actually acts as a shock absorber. It makes rebounding not only safer, but more effective for your whole body. I know that I had pelvic floor issues right after my second child was born. I actually went to a friend's house who had gotten a new trampoline, and I wanted to try it out. This was 29 years ago. And I thought, oh my God, what is going on with my body? I was definitely had an issue with leaking. And I've done things to make it stronger, which is what I'm going to show you. A few exercises that you can do every day to strengthen your pelvic floor. And the more that you walk or get on a rebounder and notice these things, the better and stronger your pelvic floor is going to get. So the first thing that you want to do are seated or standing Kegel exercises. And if you don't know what Kegel exercises are, I'm sure if you've been to a gynecologist, they've talked with you about it. But if not, it's what you're going to do. And I'm going to put it in just really simple terms because that works for me. And if it offends you, I'm sorry, but that's just how I roll. So what you're going to do is, the easiest way to describe this for me is that if you are in the bathroom and you are urinating and you stop the flow of urine, that is you using your Kegel muscles to stop the flow of urine. So you can actually do this a couple different times while you're urinating, and you can just stop the flow of urine, and that is going to help with your Kegel muscles. But you can also do this while you're sitting at a desk during the day. You can just do a little strengthening there where you're not going to clench your Kegel muscles, but you're just going to move them a little bit. You can do it while you're driving a car. You can do it while you're standing in line. You can do it pretty much anywhere, but you need to try and do this 10 to 12 times each time that you do it. And this will help those pelvic floor muscles get stronger. So just hold it for a few seconds and then release. And don't overdo it. One thing I wanted to mention is don't feel like you're alone if you are leaking. I still have issues, and I'm putting it out there, okay? I did Orange Theory Fitness. I hadn't had an issue in a long time, but I had not done heavy cardio for a while. And I did Orange Theory Fitness for a few years back before the pandemic started. And I actually ended up stopping it because the pandemic started. But when I would run on that treadmill, I was running in 2019. And when I did that, I had an issue. So I hadn't done my Kegel exercises or anything, and I had to really work on that because it was driving me crazy. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can get on a rebounder and not feel like, oh, I can't do this because I'm leaking. You can put a pad, like a sanitary pad, in your underwear, and it's going to solve things for you. So that will help. But you've got to work on the exercises that I'm getting ready to explain about. So I just wanted to put that in and tell you that you are not in this alone. This happens to a lot of people. This is one of my favorite exercises for a strong pelvic floor, because this will also, not only will it help with your pelvic floor, but it will also help with your glutes. And we all want strong glutes, so we have a booty, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to lie on your back and lift your back, or you're going to lift your hips off the floor. I'm going to do this on the trampoline because it's easy to do. You can just sit right down and do it. As you lift, gently engage your pelvic floor and exhale as you lift. This mimics the push-off phase of walking and rebounding, and the lift and rebounding. So you're going to do this 10 to 12 times. And you can hold your booty so it strengthens it. You can work on your diaphragm breathing. So place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. As you breathe out, gently lift and engage. As you breathe in, slowly relax. So breathe out and squeeze your Kegel muscles. You can do that as well. And then heel slides or marching in place. On your back or standing, you can lift a knee or slide your foot. So let's look at what that looks like. So if you're on the rebounder, every time you lift a knee, be conscious of your core. Make your core tight. Okay, so on your back, you can lift a knee. And you'll feel this because you're going to tighten your core. But you can also slide your leg out. Now, this would be better doing lying on the floor, but you can do that as well. This mimics walking and helps train your pelvic floor to work with your legs, but you will feel it in your lower core. Now, you can also do mini squats. So if you're on, and then you're going to lift as you come up. As you squat, inhale and relax. And then as you come up, lift your pelvic floor, squeezing lightly, but not clenching, and do that. Do these each 10 to 15 times. You don't have to do all of them. You can just do a few, pick a few, and Do these every day, and your pelvic floor will get stronger, and you will notice less and less leaking until it stops altogether. So this was a sensitive subject, but I've had so many people reach out to me about this that I just wanted to show you what I do, and I think it'll work for you if you do this consistently. And then you will have a much better experience on the rebounder, jogging, walking. You won't need to cross your legs when you sneeze or cough or laugh, have an embarrassing moment. This is a hard subject, guys. It's unfortunately, as we get older, this stuff happens to us, and we have to work to fight against it so we can age powerfully into our second act, right? You want to be confident as you age, and this will only help you. It's not just about preventing leaks. It's about giving your body the stability it needs so you can be active for decades. Start with just a couple of moves a day, and you will be surprised at how much stronger you are in a few weeks. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and tell your friends over 50. And if you want to see how I put a strong pelvic floor to work, check out my rebounding videos right here, and I will see you next week.